Do not touch that stuff. Welcome to This Week at Four Horsemen, where we are part of the Stormtrooper Corps, where we are born of the storm.
Yes.
I am RY2187, and this is my counterpart, RD2099.
Why am I 2099?
Because you're a traitor. He's not a traitor, he says traitor.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Traitor!
So, TR,
This
8R,
thing.
what is This Week at Four Horsemen?
This Week at Four Horsemen is our weekly show where we discuss upcoming events, sales, and other nerdy stuff here in Morgantown.
And this is going to be a very special Star Wars episode in celebration
All
of
Star Wars.
The Last Jedi.
That comes out in like a couple weeks, right?
2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
2 days. 2 days. All right, so
Giveaway.
can I do it? All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I have a whole bunch of tickets to go see this movie. I want everybody in Morgantown to go see this movie with me.
Well, you don't have nearly enough tickets.
I'm going to get more tickets.
And there's
I'll buy
not
more
there's not
tickets.
enough seats in
I'll
the theater.
get more seats.
There's not enough theaters.
I'll buy another theater.
Okay.
So we're going to give away some tickets. Follow us on social media. We're going to do this on Facebook, Twitter, whatever I can get my hands on. Ryan is going to uninstall every social media thing off of his phone to avoid all spoilers.
As of tonight, I will be off of social media until I see this movie.
Off the grid. I'm
off
going
the grid.
to brave the internet so I can give these things away to you guys.
Make him regret it.
Don't do it. No spoilers. Seriously, no spoilers. I've avoided all the trailers, as you have too. So
Except for the first one.
Yeah, I saw it. I did see the first one. So we're gonna try to avoid all that stuff. But I want to give away some tickets. So watch for just some general.
Watch our
questions,
social
trivia.
media for a chance to win tickets.
Yep.
All right, moving on to new comics. We have the second issue of a series we've already featured, Jughead, The Hunger.
Look at that.
Jughead turns into a werewolf.
That's fantastic.
I tell you what, Archie is nothing like it used to be. I know they still make like real Archie comics.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like I watched
Like the apple pie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of Riverdale the other day with my better half, and it's Archie in name only. That's as far as I'll
It
go.
would be really hard to have like the 50s Archie like in today's. It'd be like the Brady Bunch movie.
Well, yeah, but
That was a wreck.
no, it was hilarious.
That was a train wreck.
I don't think you're a very good judge of comedies.
Well,
I think if it doesn't have a starship in it, you don't care.
or a lightsaber. 2 days. Lightsabers.
Mm-hmm. All right, so moving on to our
good.
next book, we have
Giants.
a new book. This is the first issue of Giants. It's a story where giants have taken over the earth, and the humanity
All the humanity.
is now living underground. It's a bit of an underground comic.
It's not going to touch that one. Let that one go. Nope. Deadpool. All right, so Deadpool has been killing everyone, and according to the cover, as you can see, Cable dies in this one. I don't believe it. What's the odds that he actually does it?
High. I mean, Cable is not exactly a tier 1 Marvel character. It's not like
True.
the world is not going to be destroyed if he dies, and also it's Marvel. They can bring him back next issue.
Yeah. He'll be back.
Death in these continuities means nothing.
Well, how long? Wolverine was dead for like days.
He's died, and he's died so many times. Like
Yeah.
it hardly means anything.
I know, but it's good to have him back.
Yeah.
He's back.
Cable can stay away for a while. All right, moving on to Star Wars. The newest issue is issue 40, and it just so happens that this year, 2017, is the 40th anniversary of Star Wars, and it just so happens that issue 40 in the year of the 40th anniversary comes out the same week as the newest movie. Coincidence?
I can't imagine that's a coincidence. That'd take a lot of planning to pull something like that off, but
Well, I mean, like, they knew, like, maybe not week for week, but they knew the time frame when they started these things.
Yeah.
So, and it's possible that they pushed things around a little bit to make it happen. Or we're just reading way too into this. Way too into this.
2 days.
All right, 2 days. Moving on. This is a brief overview of our weekly events. These are the things that we host every week here at Horsemen Comics and Gaming. For more information, go to the Facebook page and click on the events tab.
All right, Wednesday, starting off, we have D&D Encounters at 6, Proxy Legacy at 6:30, and HeroClix at 6:45.
And then Thursday night we have Commander and X-Wing, but nobody's going to that because they're going to be watching Star Wars.
Friday, we've got an Unstable Draft at 6, Modern at 6:30, and Friday Night Pokemon at 6:30.
Where I might be considering calling out to go see Star Wars. Then on Saturday,
we're all going to be sick.
we have Standard Showdown at 6 o'clock.
Sunday, we got Pokemon League at 1 and Commander from Open to Close. Also, everybody will be at the movie still.
Yes, be on my
From
6th.
Thursday until
Sixth
Monday.
viewing.
Yep.
So last week's events, we want to give a huge shout out to everybody who came out to our Unstable release events.
That was amazing.
And also who just bought packs. But we don't know. Because
we weren't there.
We weren't there. We were driving to Pittsburgh and back 4 separate times this weekend because we attended Steel City Con.
Yay!
And we
Great.
brought back some pretty cosplay pictures for you guys.
Who's that?
The
eye on Moody really did freak me out.
Mad Eye Moody and Severus Snape.
Yeah.
You should always know that.
Mad Eye's eye was really weird.
It was mad.
Yes.
That was a hella cool cosplay.
Yeah. The Cosmic Cube he had
The
there.
guy on the right's a little more low key though.
Can we edit that out? Oh, this is live.
All right, try it. Who is this? Say it now. Who is it?
I have no idea.
From maybe not the name, but from what cartoon?
Courage?
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Is it?
Yeah. Eustace.
Okay.
All right, moving
Eustace?
on. That was a good one.
I didn't get that
was a good
one.
one. That
was
guy,
good.
man, that is a beastly cosplay.
I like his shirt.
Thanks, a nice guy. Oh, Krampus.
Krampus.
Oh.
That he had hooves, and when he
I
walked,
know.
it clopped.
No, and
Oh,
he had
so
bells
creepy.
all over that stick in his
Yeah.
basket, so it jingled.
Oh, you can't see we didn't get a picture of this basket. There's children in his basket.
Yeah, they're happy. They're
Oh,
alive.
Yes,
and they're
fine.
happy.
They're all good.
Oh,
Next picture.
Jack
This
Skellington
was
and
great.
his dog that
Zero,
actually
yeah.
looked like it was floating. It was
Zero
really
was really
cool.
neat.
Yeah, it was good. And then
Captain Jack.
Captain Jack. We could sing a
And
song.
Tia
about
Dalma.
Weekend would be. I would not have guessed it was going to be Mary Poppins, but that girl nailed it.
She did really good. The
Yeah.
costume's amazing.
Like Robert Way team release
Yeah.
that unfortunately did not come in the mail on time last week. So
Yep.
we will be doing that again this
Yep.
week.
And we're gonna be allowing Mulligan packs this time around. So
Of course.
come check it out.
And just a quick note for our F&M Unstable draft this week, because last week's was such a hit, we're going to do another one, and we're upping our price support from a pack and a half per person to 2 packs.
It's like 2 days.
So all the more reason to come out, get yourself some of those fancy new basic lands. They're real nice.
Real nice.
It's real nice.
Very nice.
And then, of course, we have a Legacy event this Saturday at 1 o'clock. It's $20 to play. You can use proxies. They have to have the full card text and get them approved by the judge. There are cash prizes.
Or if you want to use real cards, we still have a lot of the iconic Masters packs.
And actually,
So
I just took in a Tundra. So we have a dual land, and you can buy it.
There you go.
There you go.
Proxies. Who needs a proxy?
Nope, don't need those. All right, so moving on to my favorite segment, and
This should
probably
be the whole thing.
the
yeah.
whole show. I've tried to talk to you into a Star Wars podcast multiple times.
I
and,
know.
And
We
you're
should
just
do
like you're like nah.
That's a terrible idea.
All right, so finishing up our reading list, not a lot of time left, but you can maybe get in one of these. Star Wars Phasma by Delilah S. Dawson is an amazing novel. It's the origin story of Captain Phasma, and the whole time I'm reading it, I was like, man, I feel like this is Mad Max. And then I do a little research, and turns out Mad Max was one of her inspirations for the book. So it's really like a Star Wars Mad Max
MASH.
yeah. So it takes place on this post-apocalyptic desert world where Phasma is from, and like it's all about these tribes and how they fight for territory and fight for food. And there's almost no blasters and there's almost no vehicles, but the vehicles that are there are covered in spikes. And they fight these terrible desert creatures, and it's just amazing. And it gives you a lot of insight into Phasma and into the First Order as well. I highly recommend it. And moving on, a little more Phasma. This is
Can never have enough Phasma.
the Marvel Captain Phasma series. It's only 4 issues, and this actually takes place after The Force Awakens. It picks up with her being dumped into the trash compactor. So you figure out how she got out of there, how she escaped Starkiller Base, and then this is one of the few things that actually takes you further chronologically than The Force Awakens.
Yeah. It's a really neat story. I really like the first issue of that one. It kind of gave some of her motivation.
Oh yeah, she's a really interesting character.
Yeah.
I highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah.
Also, there's a new book that comes out this Friday, but we'll probably talk about that next week.
Yeah, or not.
So there's a movie. There's a movie that comes out this Thursday.
A new DuckTales?
That'd be
Ooh.
sweet. I mean, I might.
DuckTales don't have lightsabers.
They could. They're owned by Disney. They could have lightsabers.
That's true.
Yeah.
Donna
So,
with the lightsaber.
The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Look at that poster.
I know. I can't even imagine.
No words. No words. I remember, I still remember vividly going to the midnight showing of Revenge of the Sith, getting home at like 4 a.m. All the friends who went with me crashed at my place, and they all like immediately go out, and I'm just lying on the floor staring at my ceiling going, it's over. No more Star Wars movies.
Yep.
And then like the ultimate hype that was The Force Awakens. Probably have never been that excited for a movie ever, except for possibly Revenge of the Sith. And just this carrying on and being able to share it with my daughter, which is probably the best part.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the unbelievable hype of going to see Phantom Menace as a kid. It's a separate issue. But like, I was so excited to go see a new Star Wars movie because no words.
Yeah. This is for a whole new generation. I remember I was lucky enough to be around when Star Wars first came out, and
You mean you were old enough to be around?
I was super old. I'm still super old. I don't remember much from my childhood, but I remember seeing that movie. Yeah, just like it was yesterday. It made that big of an impression on me. I had the same feeling when Episode 3 was going on. I was actually working at the Warner Theater, and nobody came to the last show, and I ran it anyway, just because that was going to be the last show in Morgantown of as far as I know, the last Star Wars movie ever. And I'm like,
and now we're getting one for the next year for forever.
Yes. Awesome. Keep them coming.
To the pleasure of some and the chagrin of others. All right.
How many Star Wars movies have you seen, Alex?
He's seen 6.
No.
Which one did you skip?
He hasn't seen Force Awakens.
Episode 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
2. I didn't see. Is that the one with Jar Jar?
No,
there were several Jar Jar.
Oh, okay.
Those are all.
I thought you had seen everything up to Revenge of the Sith.
No, I saw 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
I saw 1. Never saw 2. Saw 3.
Okay, so you've seen 5.
You've seen the good ones.
All right.
Okay.
And then they started coming out again. Became Disney Princess.
Disney princesses.
Well,
we're gonna get Alex to see this.
You know what? Disney princesses are a staple of Hollywood, and they are amazing. All right. Moving on to Horsemen of the Week, I have to say thank you and give a shout out to one of the most important people on the Four Horsemen team, without which many things would not happen. And would,
all the things.
Like, all the things ever.
Everything.
My Horseman of the Week is my better half, Becca, and I just wanted to shout you out and say thank you for allowing me to do all the things here I do at the store, because without your patience and...
I thank you.
Without your patience and love, there would be so many things here that just wouldn't happen.
Would not happen, ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
thank you.
I love
From
you.
the bottom of my
and
heart.
Thank you. You are the Horseman of the Week.
Yes.
Horse person.
Horse
we should talk
my
about
gosh,
that.
yeah. Horse person sounds like something out of Rick and Morty.
Like you are the centaur of the week.
No.
Okay. Moving on. So
Speaking of horses,
we announced last week that the last show of this year we're going to do an award show called The Horsies.
The Horsies.
Yeah. And we're going to give you a little bit of a preview of what that's going to look like. So there's going to be different categories, like movies and comics. So I've got listed out here some awards that we're going to talk about. So awards you may see under the movie category could be Best Sci-Fi Film,
right?
Best Fantasy Film, Best Horror Film, Best Adaptation of a Comic, Best Adaptation of a Novel, Murder on the Orient Express, Film of the Year, Star Wars Jedi.
Anybody who doesn't vote for Star Wars is just wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we also
You're wrong.
comics, Marvel Book of the Year, DC Book of the Year, Image Book of the Year, Dark Horse, Best Superhero Comic, Best Non-Superhero Comic, Comic Book of the Year. We'll probably do like a game category, maybe like board games, card games, or maybe we'll just do games. We're still kind of fleshing this out, but we're going to have a full breakdown on next week's show as we gush over Star Wars.
We should have a Best Ron.
No.
I might win something.
No, I'm pretty sure Ron Jeremy will beat you in all categories.
Exactly. Moving on. Wait, what?
So We'll do nominations through Facebook next week.
We'll come back to that.
No, we won't. But stay tuned. That's going to happen the last show of 2017.
Yeah. Send off to 2017.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We will be doing that at the end of that show because we will be going very long.
Yeah,
that show. All right, moving on to the Forest mailbag. We have a couple Star Wars related questions. The first one: what are your predictions for The Last Jedi? And mine are no.
No predictions. I didn't want to.
I don't do fan theories.
Nope.
I don't look at spoilers. I don't look at predictions because inevitably somebody's going to be right.
Yeah.
And it's going to ruin
So
everything.
last night I was in the living room with Chris and we're watching TV and I thought that the trailer was going to come on. Mm-hmm. I almost had a panic attack trying to get out of my chair and out of the living room.
So I used to like jump out and leave the room, but Hulu plays the teasers so often that I just started doing this. I like Star Wars. I don't want to see, so I just started doing that because it's easier. Because like in an hour-long show, they'll play those teasers like 4 or 5 times.
Every time.
Yeah, especially as we get closer and closer.
I hate it.
All right, so second one: will Finn and Poe finally kiss?
Probably.
Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
As
they are bros. They're whole world bros.
as cool with that as I would be, and honestly, as much as I was kind of like to say it, see it.
Yeah. Alex just wrecked everything. Didn't
Alex
he?
just made a note on the screen and just wrecked me.
We're gonna read that though.
I feel like that's unlikely to happen.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
that'd be cool.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a nice lip lock on there.
Never. I don't think so. I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen in a Star Wars movie eventually. I think.
Eventually.
Yeah.
The novels are rampant with it, which
From
is
a certain point of view.
Yeah.
I listened to that one.
It's really cool. Oh,
all right.
Tarkin.
So yeah.
All right. Moving on to Did You Know for Horsemen? What's our?
Oh wait, we're not going to do Alex's interjection.
Nope.
Alex wants to know if there's going to be an inoculation to cure the midichlorian.
No,
outbreak.
because J.J. Abrams made it clear when he did Episode 7 is that he was not going to acknowledge midichlorians. And actually, if they had such a negative reaction to midichlorians, they are only mentioned in Phantom Menace. They said okay. From episode 2 and episode 3, they're like, we're just not going to mention it. Yeah, it's there, it happened, and it still is a thing, but we're not going to talk about it.
Lakin said that in Clone Wars Rebels, one of them, they actually do talk about it and they fix it sort of. I don't know.
It's not in Clone Wars. It might be in Rebels, but see, with the cartoons, they have a little more license. To use those things that are maybe offensive to some fans in the movies.
Right.
For instance, I found Jar Jar Binks much less offensive as a cartoon character than in a movie.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and he's not in every episode of Clone Wars, but the episodes he's in, he's usually the full focus of.
Yeah.
Which sounds terrible, and it's not great, but there's a lot less of a chagrin.
Yeah.
Because, he essentially is a cartoon character in that movie. So putting him in a cartoon
where he belongs
really helps.
Leave him there.
Apparently
I actually want to know what happens
Lord.
to him. I actually want to know what his end game is.
Star Wars Aftermath, the third book.
Tells?
Yeah. They in between the story they do interludes where they like check in on characters from the movies. Like there's one for Lando, and they did one with Jar Jar Binks that kind of says what happened to him, and he had a happy ending.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
All right, so moving on to Did You Know for Horsemen, we do demos.
No way. What kind of demos?
Anything really. If you'd like to learn to play a game and we have access to somebody who can teach you how to play it, just let us know. Hit us up on social media. We'll try to set something up. Definitely Magic and Pokemon, X-Wing, HeroClix, all that stuff's easy. But if you want to learn to play anything that you want to try out Warhammer, before you invest, let us know. We'll set you up with somebody who can give you a free demo.
Yeah, we have a large wargaming community out there. Love to teach new people.
Yep. All right, moving on. We have a sale.
The sale
from a galaxy far, far away.
We're going to do 20% off everything Star Wars. If it says Star Wars on it, it's 20% off until
this week,
Sunday.
Yeah. All right. So show's not over. However, if you are not caught up with Walking Dead, Turn it off now.
Shut
We're
it down.
about to have a massive spoiler.
Yeah.
I wanted to have all of the extra content for this show be Star Wars. I really, really, truly did. But then I watched this past week's episode of Walking Dead. I was like, nope.
I haven't seen
Have to do something.
Yeah.
All right. So, last chance. If you are not caught up on Walking Dead, this is your last chance. Carl's dead! They killed Carl! What? All right, so
I'm okay with that. Did he get off the porch?
this is the first ever Four Horsemen meme Oriole. This is a meme Oriole to Carl Grimes. I'm gonna be Rick. You're gonna be Carl. You know how Granddad died? He fell down a well, Carl.
Dad, stop.
He couldn't see that well, Carl. Coral.
What's a coral?
What if we were all books, Coral? Would Norman read us?
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Read us! Hey, Coral, what's the difference between the snowmen and snow women?
Dad, stop.
Snowballs,
Oh
Coral!
my God.
A network engineer went to the doctor.
Shut up, Dad.
He told the doctor, it hurts when I pee. IT hurts when I pee, Coral!
Where's my gun?
Hey, Coral, I sure am glad I don't have a job as a soda can compactor.
No one has jobs anymore, Dad.
Because it would be soda pressing. Get it? Soda pressing, Coral!
I'm going back on the porch.
Carl? Oh, I thought you were watching him. She's such a bad mom.
She is.
I've got 99 problems, but Carl ain't one.
Not anymore.
Hey, Carl, what do you call a zombie prostitute?
I don't know.
A walker.
Oh.
It doesn't. You don't even have to put the punchline on that one because it's so obvious.
Oh, Lord. I'm like, memecenter.com? What is
One does not simply keep an eye on Carl.
that? Carl has one eye.
That's the joke.
Those are so bad.
All right, hold on. Pouring one out for Carl.
Oh, for you, Coral. Coral.
Just pour
Glad
out
it's
water.
on your side.
It's okay. All right, so
Ready for this?
yep. All right, we're going to try a new thing for closing, but first let's give you the social medias. Are we paranoid?
Or are you just following us?
Please like us at facebook.com/4horsemencomics. Follow us on Instagram at 4horsemencomics. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/4horsemencomics and gaming. Follow us on Twitter at 4horsemencomics. Watch all of our streaming content at twitch.tv/4horsemencomics. And of course, shop our TCG inventory at shop.4horsemencomics.com. All right, so there's going to be a Facebook post soon where we're going to ask you to name your favorite movie. And we're going to be using that information to create closings for the show where Ron and I act out scenes from various movies. But of course, this
What are we
week,
going to do this week?
we're going to have to go with a wee bit of Star Wars.
Oh, that breaks my heart. All right, ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
There is no escape. Don't make me destroy you. Luke, you do not yet realize your importance. You've only begun to discover your power. Join me, and I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy.
I'll never join you!
If you only knew the power of the dark side of the Force. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
It told me enough! It told me you killed him!
No, I am your father.
No, that's not true! That's impossible!
Hurt your feelings, you know it to be true.
You weren't supposed to fall yet.
I know.
Luke, you can destroy the Emperor. He has foreseen this. It is your destiny. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Too bad you're halfway down the shaft.